As you know, Brandy and Monica are going on tour.
We'll see how long that lasts. They need that money though, clearly.
Hey, why are you saying that, man? Hey, Brandy still got them 90s millions. You know those 90s millions is different than early 2000s, different than anything. Shout out to Momager. Shout out to Miss
Shout out to
Norwood.
Momagers.
Momager.
Shout out to the vocal arranger behind the voices, Mr. Norwood.
Yeah, people don't know about that. But you know what's so crazy about it? Shout out to the Momagers. Shout out to the Momagers of the 90s, for real.
Yeah.
Brandy's mom,
Usher,
Usher's mom,
Justin Timberlake,
mom,
Alicia Keys.
mom,
The list goes on.
moms, and my boy Jason Weaver. Don't hate. I don't even want to do this.
The most smartest mom out of all of them, because she took a kid with no talent, and he continues to have a career to this day. Shout out to Mom
Let me
Weaver.
tell you how talented my man Jay Weave is for the haters. For the haters in the background. This man, out of thousands of kids all over the world, gets the Michael Jackson movie, sings every song on the movie. One of the most iconic movies. Y'all know the Jackson 5 movie. That was Jason
VH1.
Weaver.
Make sure you mention the VH1 Jackson.
Everybody know
The
which one I'm
VH1.
talking about.
No,
Talking about,
not
flex.
not
Talking
everyone.
about flex. Ain't nobody talking about flex. Ain't nobody talking about flex with the dusty nose.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And so we talk about Young Jay Weave and the Jackson 5 VH1.
Yeah. Climb every mountain.
See? Exactly. That one.
Yeah.
And what else? What else the other one? What else he did? Lion King. He did Simba. Lion King, man.
He did
Sung all them songs.
ATL.
He did ATL as well.
He did Wanna Roll With Me. He did that
well,
too.
You know, I love that with the peacoat,
Yep.
fall weather, chingy.
Yeah.
So my
yeah.
point, Thea, the man, smart guy, actor, movies, singer. You know, the solo career didn't go right. And the reason why the solo career didn't go right is because he was on Warner Brothers. If he wasn't on Warner Brother Records, you would have understood, he would have had more of a chance in the realms of, I truly believe he would have had more of a chance if he wasn't on Warner Brothers. Again, placement is everything, especially for child singers going into teens. But yeah, shout out to the momager of Jay Weaver because she didn't take the upfront $2 million that they were trying to give him for the Lion King, and they took the back end residuals. So he makes a couple of million every year to this day for that Lion King. Shout out to that momager.
To this day.
You know, exactly. You know, but again, so we're going back with Brandy and Monica.
Okay.
Tour coming up.
Yes.
So we've had this talk for a while.
Okay.
And
you hear me, right?
I hear you. You hear me?
You're fine. I just want to
Okay,
make sure I'm not
perfect.
like loud or cutting
you're
in and
right.
out or something.
You're right.
Okay.
So, okay. We always got to go with, it's always been Brandy versus Monica. It's
But has
always
it?
been.
But has it?
My point is, women have debated to say, I'm Team Monica, I'm Team Brandy, I'm Team Miss. What team are you?
All right. So for the sake of this podcast, I will answer this question because I know you know the answer, but the world doesn't know the answer. So I am Team Brandy, strictly based on her vocal ability. This is the same woman that's been known as the vocal Bible. And this is the same woman that both artists that came out before her, during her time, and after have all been influenced by her ability to riff. So I have to go with Brandy. And I never really was a fan of Monica. I do like her story, though. She has a great story, you know? But when it comes to just singer, performance, because they don't, and here's the crazy thing, Brandy actually dances on top of that. You know, people don't want to acknowledge it.
True.
But, you know, there was a time where, remember, the more we talk about our love, you know, she was with the harmonies too, but also accompanied it with a dance routine, you know? And this is when Kanye had that gritty sound, you know? The
That's
coming
true.
for your neck sound, you know? And so you got to give it to Brandy hands down. You know, I think Monica was better at networking because if you look at both of their careers, Brandy and her music, you know, she was always well respected. But the only thing I heard about Monica after a certain period of time in her career was just the guy she was dating. Am I lying? You know, so it was like she knew how to connect and network with other celebrities, but the music wasn't speaking loud enough. And by the time Monica wanted her music to mean something, she did a great job with So Gone, you know? And Missy, you know, that was a great comeback single, but this is the problem with Monica. She get too fucking wrapped up with dudes, you know? And then all of a sudden, we don't hear about her no more. But we do hear about her either being pregnant with a child or with some star, you know? So that's my rough outside looking in. But even if even if that wasn't Monica's story, she still can't see Brandy vocally, you know, and the real ones know that, you know, and this is not even a debate,
Could you say that
you
one
know,
more time?
because on Brandy's worst day, she can eat Monica's ass all the way up, you know, nothing left. The whole plate will be clean, you know, and so on her worst day, with no miracle tea, just rolled out the bitch, you know, and so I don't know why we keep this conversation going on where it's clear Monica don't even like Brandy. We all know the story.
Yeah,
Brandy
she
got
socked her.
and it wasn't a slap.
No,
It was a
no,
fist.
she socked her. She socked
You
her
feel
just
me?
straight up before they were supposed to sing. They never
Before
met each
they-
other. They
Bro.
never met each other. It was on TRL, matter of fact. It was on TRL. They were about to sing live. Monica goes and socks Brandy.
Yeah,
Straight up. I just didn't like the way she was looking. That's what she said.
bruh.
I didn't like the way she was.
And don't get me wrong, we have to understand this. Now, on the flip side, as hood as Monica was, on the flip side, Brandy had to go through a lot of humbling tests behind the scenes. You know? Like I said, we didn't know about that story till later. But that wasn't the only incident that Brandy got humbled. You know?
Yeah.
That's just the only one we know about. You know?
Yeah.
And because there was another interview where they were talking about her and she was like, you know, Brandy, you know, people look up to you so much. It's like, how do you stay humble? She's like, yeah, my mother taught me that, you know, throughout my career. I was like, that's a nice answer. But the truth is, you kept getting slapped up in the background, you know? And the mother didn't want you to keep going out like that because she wanted to make sure you need to learn how to act around people too. Yes, you are talented, but you can't be coming around here with your nose stuck up, looking over people, you know, just because you're Brandy. You know what I'm saying? And this is the problem. Ray J started doing the same shit, you know? Just because he's Brandy's brother, you know? Let's act out, you know? So it's like Sonya had to pull Brandy's ass aside. Listen, this is how you need to carry yourself. You need to be friends with these other singers. Y'all gonna need each other eventually, you know? Build right relationships, you know what I'm saying? And I think, like I said, this is all opinions, guys. This is all opinion talk. I know I talk like I was in the same room as these people, but trust me, this is just my opinion, you know? But yeah, that's my take on it, you know? When it came to that whole, you know? So when I hear a new Brandy and Monica tour, I see two women that need the money, but they ain't going to be genuinely feeling each other. I think it'll be more of a business proposition.
Well, yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. So what you did say is really interesting because on the outside looking in, to me, it's always been Brandy has been very princess of R&B.
Mm-hmm.
You know, deemed as the princess of R&B of, you know, to via, and I mean princess to Whitney Houston, queen of R&B, y'all. That's what I mean. Yep. So if we're putting queens out there, I'm just saying the princess to the queen of R&B, Whitney, right? At the time. So she was always princess and pristine, but Whitney was like a real one and she loved everybody. Brandy was really on that princess, like, oh, don't talk to me. I'm very secluded the game is sharp, almost like a movie star. Almost like a movie star, how she moved.
But
right?
she could do, but she was, because she could act and sing,
Yes.
So she was like
She's
crazy talent. She was ahead of her time. She wasn't the prettiest, but she was ahead of her time.
She wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong at all. Like, she could do acting and sing. She had it, right? The triple threat, the dancing, all that. Yeah. So I hear that, and that's how I see it. And as far as Monica, so you said, you didn't feel her music, and be honest with you, I didn't either.
Now,
hey. But
hold up.
Monica was for the traumatic women, the young,
and the hood.
The hood. That's what I'm talking about. The trauma.
Because George Washington Carver Center, right? Remember?
Monica's playing.
Monica was, bro, them first singles where she had the church shoes on with the little swoop joint.
That's Monica. That's the album.
Them two singles, hood crazy, hood anthem.
No, to this day, when I do my 90s R&B show on TikTok, they ask for these Monica songs with you and all these different songs on that first album, track 15.
Yeah.
Track 16, because they know the album. This is what I'm trying to say. All the traumatic trauma, I shouldn't have been with that dude, but you couldn't tell me nothing because I'm a woman anyway. Songs and energy, attitude, that's who Monica is. Monica represents the women that you couldn't tell nothing to. And
the
they
good
mess
girl
with that dude
that
anyway.
dates the
Dusty. Yeah.
The bad guy. She was the spokesperson for the pretty, innocent looking girl, but she liked the
yeah, Dante. You know what I mean?
But like she liked them
yeah.
The ones that get locked up or shot on the street.
Yeah, the goons.
Like the real ones.
And that's, the heartbreaking pain of that. She spoke to those, those females. And to this day still speaks to those females, So that was her lane of, that's why her and Brandy, two different lanes. So when it crossed worlds, it was like one of the biggest songs, if not one of the biggest crossover R&B songs of all time, at least top five crossover R&B songs of all time. If we're not talking about Scrubs or anything like that, but it's probably maybe top 3, but definitely top 5 crossover R&B songs. I call it gentrified B songs of all time.
Yeah, because it was on TRL heavy.
Oh, true.
As well.
Gentrified B. Yeah. Oh man.
100%.
They love this to this day. So, The Boy Is Mine, all that good stuff. Again, I'm Team Brandy as well. Vocally, her tonality. I mean, there's nothing you can do with her to this day, man.
To this day.
I mean, one of the.
Hold up. Is the tour? Because I remember Ray J got involved in this, but I'm still curious.
Ray J's the one that really pushed for it. Ray J was on podcast talking about it. They need to do this for the culture and the team.
Who's the headliner?
That's what Ray J was talking about before. He said, there shouldn't be a headliner. They should do it just like you would do it, like play song for songs, like do 2, 2, 3, do 2, 2, 3, and then end off with The Boy Is Mine. You understand what I'm saying?
Ray J's smart.
He's a smart guy.
The reason why he's doing that, because he's trying to make it into like a verses, but they don't realize it's a verses.
Genius, man.
He's trying to make it like a verses because I remember him saying like in ways without saying it directly, he's like, really Brandy should be the head of that tour. And then it's featuring, because off the accolades alone, musically. But
hit for
hit.
Yeah. Let's if we go hit for hit, after Monica's first album, what could she do with Brandy?
Oh, and we also noticed the difference between why it makes a difference to have a good team supporting you, because they had 2 different teams. So if you have Brandy, who is known as the predecessor of Whitney, or the little princess version, or the musical daughter of Whitney, if that's kind of like how you're being looked at, guess what? You're going to have a good team as well. Because if Whitney rocks with you, she's also going to give you the tips of who to talk to, blah, 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 Just like Beyonce. Beyonce's team is immaculate. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody touching her team, What was Monica's team though? You know, that's what I'm curious about because she had the talent. The question is was the team trying to get her more into the studio and she wasn't trying to hear it because she's still caught up with the Pookies and the Ray Rays, you know, or was he just not a strong team to begin with and didn't know what to do with her? That's what I'm curious about.
I think it was kind of hard to fit Monica. Monica kind of fit into her own groove. Like you couldn't make her so princessy. That's just not her. But she was a young girl. But she had the look. Yes, but she was a young girl from around the way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just let her sing in like rock, because it was like,
and that's why Whitney liked her, because she saw the hood.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'm from Newark.
She's like, I can make this work. Whitney's like, I can make this work.
It's like, I see what you're doing, but I get it all. You know? Yeah.
But she's more of a Mary J image. But she couldn't be branded as Mary J because nobody really sung like Mary J. Mary J's an outlier of vocally. Mary J's just, again, she spoke to the traumatic ladies too. Yeah.
It just hit me. It just hit me while you were talking. They were trying to market Monica to look older.
That's the
because
thing.
she had an older sound, you know? So they're like, let's dress her up like a mature woman. But whoever was her stylist definitely should have been fired, you know? But apart from that, I think that was the idea, you know, present her older, you know? But it's like, but that's not your demographic.
Let's go deeper into this. Audience. Let's go deeper into this because you're hitting on something. So let's go on this point at this time. So what we going at? That was 94, 95? 1995. Well, okay, 95. Okay, let's go with that that Brandy album, that first Brandy album, Sitting in My Room, all that stuff, right? And then that first Monica album. I'm not even talking about Angel of Mine. I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about the first albums.
Brandy's first album, Best Friend, right?
Best Friend.
I Want to Be Down.
I Want to Be Down. So I'm talking about that's 95, right? Let's go with that. So at that time, Brandy, Monica, Tevin Campbell, Usher, Aaliyah.
Usher before he found his voice.
That was just the first album with Diddy, and you know what I mean? That's the, Think of You album, right? That's how
that was I Survived.
Well, that
should have been the title. I Survived.
That was the Jodeci made Dalvin and like Donnell Jones produced songs. Those are grown men. They were trying to give him a grown man image, and he's a kid. He's not that. It just wasn't the time. Timing is everything, right? And that's like we said, placement is everything as well. So I'm just going with those five because that was the young guns at the time.
Can you say those five again?
I'm going to say the five one more time. So I'm going to go with Brandy, Monica. Usher.
You said Usher.
Yep. Tevin Campbell. Aaliyah.
Okay, so you know what's funny, right? Out of all those names, the two artists that were marketed older and ahead of their time when they were really young, those were the two artists that failed. But everybody else that was marketed as a younger image because of their look, because of the sound of their voice, had longevity. Because they knew how to market to the young audience. But when you have a young person so talented ahead of their time vocally, it's like, what do we do with this? You know? Oh, she sounds old. Let's just put her in that direction. But them old folks ain't going to pay for those albums unless it's for their children. And if the children ain't rocking with it.
At the time. So at that time, the hottest two out.
So I meant Usher, right? I said, and then when I said this, I meant Usher and Monica. You know, those
Usher
they were
and Monica
both
failed at that time.
Yeah, those, but Usher clearly he made the comeback and he had his career. But just at that time, those were the two they were trying to market as older, and both, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, Usher's album failed, but he learned from that and then got it together with his team and stuff. But Monica, her album did decent, but there was no longevity, right?
It wasn't, but again, it's one of those things like a bootleg back then, like a bootleg movie, right? it still stands the test of time to the hood.
Yeah.
To the ladies that it responds to this day. It still rings bells. That don't take it personal. That don't
That's
take
true.
a personal song. You know, there's a couple of songs on there. And I'm not even going to the second Angel of Mine album. Just keep it to the first album. But to me, the strongest three were Tevin, Aaliyah. I mean, Aaliyah messed up everything because Aaliyah really messed up Monica at the time. Aaliyah had it all. Aaliyah had it all. Staying power. That if Aaliyah was alive today, Aaliyah still would be rocking, doing movies and everything like that. We be talking about. I ain't gonna say that right now, but
okay.
I'll leave it alone. But I'm gonna leave it alone. Shout out to B.
There it is.
No, timing is everything. Timing is everything. And you know what? I'm just saying, Aaliyah, I miss you, girl. So